So I purchased the Sony XAV-AX4000. It's supposed to be a really good modern stereo. I saw a video of it on YouTube, which is pretty much what I'm going to base my installation on. And so I'm going to install it on the Jeep because there's just way too many things going on.
Here's the basic configuration. You have the T-harness that connects to the factory head unit on one end and connects to the factory harness on the other. The other wires on the T-harness will connect to the Maestro module as well as the OBD2.
So I'm just going to use this hanger to run the line that connects to the OBD2 port. So I ordered this helping hand, and it's supposed to help you grab the wires when you're soldering. And it only cost about $8, I think, less than $10 for sure, for certain. I can't vouch for the quality, but I am gonna use it and try it out, and maybe I'll report back. I also purchased these seal wire connectors, and these are interesting because they have a low heat solder. So what that means is that you don't actually have to, you don't need a soldering gun. What you can do is you can, let me show you. Well, I'll show you an example in a bit. But what happens is you actually, with a heat gun, you heat up the center, and since it's low heat solder, it will actually solder for you and connect the two wires inside of it. I also purchased an assortment of heat shrink tubing. I purchased this one from Walmart. No, I'm sorry, this is Harbor Freight. I haven't had a chance to use much of it because, like I said, I ended up just using the butt connectors, but we'll see. And I also purchased Tesla tape. So this is supposed to be to tape the wires together, and you'll see this in many professional installations. I'm not a professional, I'm a DIYer, but I will do my best to mimic the professionals.
Time to flash the Maestro. Select year, mine is 2012. Select the make, mine is a Jeep. Model and trim, Wrangler Unlimited, indicating 4-door. Without phone buttons. The brand is Sony. The model is the AX4000 XAV. Choose the firmware, the T-harness. No optional accessories for me. I disabled the factory amplifier. You can enable yours. I don't know what trim you have of Jeep. Steering wheel buttons, I choose to keep them default. And we are ready to flash the Maestro module. Success.
Also, I wanted to share what I did with the Maestro. I used double-sided tape that I got at AutoZone, and I attached it to the bottom of the head unit. So yeah, that looks good. And now what I'd like to do is to use the heat shrink tubing that I purchased. This one, the solder seal. So let's give that a run. Okay, so I don't know what the exact way to know the gauge of a wire is. I know that there's little measurements here on my Clang Tools wire stripper. And when I look at the size of it here, it looks like it's 18 to 20 gauge. All right, so it's anywhere from 18 to 20. So 18 to 20 gauge falls under red on the this little chart that they provided me with. I'm gonna put it inside first, and then I'm going to tie them together. All right, and then I'm going to slip it back through the connection. Okay, and now what I have is my Ryobi heat gun to solder it. Thinking what I'm going to do is mount the solder that's here, and once it mounts, it should provide the seal that I'm looking for. So I see the solder melting. It's a good sign. Okay, let me see how that looks. Cool. So this is the seal. Let's see. This is the seal that was made. Alright, this is the final result. I had to flip the connectors from white to white and green to green to white to green and green to white.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is prep the antenna. So I will just fix the antenna to the dashboard and feed the wire. Once that's done, then I can just connect it to the radio once it's mounted.
Just gonna clean this dash up a little, not a lot, just a little. So you're supposed to be able to feed this cable through this. It's actually a little tougher to feed the line than I would have thought. So what I'd do is grab some needle nose pliers. Oh yeah. So this is going to be the navigation location. All right.
So the other thing would be to set up the USB connector. So now what I will be doing is installing the microphone.
The way that I'm going to run the cable is through here. Oh, darn it. Some things are just unnecessarily difficult.
So at this point, I think I've done most of the work that can be done outside of the car. Okay, so first would be to connect the main harness. This cable here is for the microphone. Here under GPS, I believe. The adapter for the main head unit. And that should do it. One cable that I forgot was the OBD2 cable. It's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky. And all right, let me go turn on the battery. Okay guys, moment of truth. Come on, Sony radio. You can check gauges. Let's see if that works. The car needs to be turned on for all of these to show anything. So I'll have to do another video. All right, now if you connect to the AX4000 stereo, and nothing's connected, so that's pretty cool. It will disconnect, then I can play some jazz. All right, Miles Davis is playing. Hey Google, what is the hex color of white?
Hashtag FFFFFFFFFF.
All right, it works. It works. One thing I have to do is connect the windows back. All right. Hey, Michelle. Michelle. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
It looks like the microphone sounds fine. If it's okay to be fixed here. I'm just gonna wipe it down with a little bit of alcohol, and that will wrap up the installation of the stereo. Okay, let's go over the cost analysis. The Sony cost me $488. The Maestro interface module cost $159. The wiring harness cost $39. The Metro Dash kit cost $12. And the grand total is $698.00. Now, the professional cost would have ranged anywhere from $1,500 up. The savings is $702. And the skills learned: soldering, wiring, flashing, electrical work. There's also assets that were gained: Ryobi heat gun, Ryobi solder, electrical accessories. So in my analysis, this was very much worth my time.